Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we'll be doing an easy to follow beginner's yoga flow, specifically for those of us who are looking to just get into yoga, or maybe we're out and want to just reintroduce during our daily practice. So we'll begin with our legs crossed, hands either on our knees or in our laps, eyes closed. We're just going to take a few breaths here just to settle in as we center ourselves and focus on ourselves right here on the mat. Just taking some nice deep breaths in through the nose, feeling the air flow through your nostrils into your lungs, and then just letting it all out through the nose or the mouth. Another deep breath in, and a gentle sigh out. And keeping your eyes still closed, we're just going to dip our chin towards our chest and roll our head over to the left, bringing left ear to left shoulder, and then gently rolling it over to the other side. You can maybe match your movement with your breath as we inhale to move to the left and exhale to the right. I'm just going to go in this back and forth motion as you feel a nice little gentle stretches going on in our necks. You can bring your head back to center, placing your right hand onto the mat with your fingertips just on the top. We're going to take a deep breath in as we lift our left hand up above our heads before reaching over to the right, gently stretching on our left sides. And you can just maybe shift your hand a little bit more to the right if you have the space. And we're just going to hold here for 3 full breaths. And you can come back up to center, placing left hand now onto the mat, taking a deep inhale as our right hand reaches up, and then as we exhale, reaching and slightly leaning over to the left. Feeling a nice little stretch going on in your right side. And you can come back up straight. Placing both hands onto your knees, we're going to take a deep inhale as we push our chest out, shoulders back, and lifting our chin up to the sky. And then as we exhale, bringing chin to chest, rounding our backs out as we exhale. Once more, inhale for your seated cow, and exhale for your seated cat. I'm just going to go through 3 more rounds at your own pace, making sure to link your movements with your breath. One last round. And last one, you can come sit back up straight. I'm going to twist over to the right, placing our left hand onto our right knee and our right hand just behind us. And we're going to twist, pulling our right shoulder back, left shoulder forward as you come into a spinal twist. And if your neck feels okay for it, you can maybe turn and look behind you over your right shoulder. and then releasing, coming back to center as we move on to the other side. Right hand on knee, left hand behind, and then gently pulling our left shoulder back, and see if maybe we can even look over the shoulder. And we can come back to center. We're going to place the bottoms of our feet just a little bit hip width apart. And then with our knees bent, we're just going to knock them from side to side like windscreen wipers. As we just open up our hips, getting them nice and warm. As we bring both knees all the way down, and then move on to the other side. Going through one more round on each side. And then from there, you can meet me on your hands and knees for a tabletop position. And we're just going to roll our upper bodies over our wrists in a nice big circular motion. Really just getting our wrists nice and warmed up. You can maybe even twist your body as well as you move, just to get your spine nice and warm. And then changing over to the other direction. Just making your circle as exaggerated and big as you can. And then coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to step one foot out at a time as we come into a high plank. And we're just going to hold it here for an inhale, hovering our upper body as high and straight as we can. And then as we exhale, we can lift our hips up and push back into our first downward facing dog. From here, you can either hold it as is, or you can maybe just pedal your dog out, bending one leg at a time. You should also just get some nice little stretches going on in the back of our legs. And if you maybe want to add a little bit more, you can twist your hips from side to side. And then you can come back to center. From our down dog, we're just going to walk our feet towards the top of the mat. As you can meet me now in a little forward fold, just letting your whole upper body hang, maybe even swaying it from side to side, or even grabbing your elbows for a bit of a ragdoll. Feel a nice little release in your lower back, as you just let gravity do all the work for you. And then releasing your elbows if you're holding them. Let's take a deep inhale. We're going to lift our chest up halfway, keeping our back nice and straight. Hands either on our shins or on our knees and thighs. And then as we exhale, folding back down. And on your next inhale, you can just gently start rolling your upper body up, one vertebra at a time, before standing up straight, feet hip width apart, palms facing forward as we come into a Tadasana. Feeling our feet nice and grounded on the mat. And then when you're ready, you're going to take a step back with your right foot as far back as you can, lifting your hands up as we come into a high crescent lunge. Really engaging our core, tucking our hips in as we hold here for 2 full breaths. Then we're going to twist over to the right, bring left hand forward, right hand back, and bringing our back heel down with our back toes facing to the right. As we come into a warrior 2 position, focusing on trying to keep our front knee over our front ankle, making sure it doesn't collapse. As we just hold here, making sure to pull our shoulders back and keep our fingers in one line. Then we're going to flip our front palm and throw it over our head as we lean slightly back, bringing our right hand down to our back leg for a reverse warrior. And standing back up straight, coming back into our warrior 2. We're going to cartwheel our hands down to the mat, bringing them down to frame our front foot. You can either keep your back leg straight or you can lower it back down and untuck your toes as we put the weight onto our right hand, lifting our left hand up, opening our chest to the left for an easy twist. And then bring your left hand down. We're going to heel to our left foot over to the right as we drop our left knee and we're coming into a pigeon pose. If you have a block or something just to give you some extra support for your left bum cheek, you can use that. If not, you have an option of either keeping up straight, using your hands for balance, or you can just lower your whole upper body down as we come into a resting pigeon pose. Then placing my palms back down, you can lift your back knee and bring your left foot to the right, coming into another plank as you hold for inhale. And then as we exhale, lifting hips up and pushing back into our downward facing dog. Then you just want to walk your feet out in case one of your legs got a little bit sleepy. And then when you're ready, you can walk your feet back to the top of the mat again, coming to another forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale to fold forward. And then slowly rolling your spine, coming back up straight for your mountain pose. And then for your inhale, lifting hands above your head as you step back now with your left foot, coming once more into your high crescent lunge, making sure to try and keep your hips as square as you can, all your toes facing forward. And then opening your arms out, back heel down as we come into a warrior 2. Focusing on your breath to help with your balance. And then flipping front palm, throwing it over your head, left hand down to reverse our warrior. Then back to warrior 2, cartwheeling hands down to frame your front foot. And once more, you can either keep your back knee up or you can lower it down to the mat. As we now lift our right hand up, twisting to the right for a little twist. And then bring right hand down, heel toeing our right foot to the left as we sink our right knee, and then gently coming into our pigeon pose. Once more, either chest up or laying your whole chest all the way down. Then palms back down to mat, lifting your back knee. You can meet me one more time in a high plank. And then from the plank you can just sink your knees down as we lower ourselves to our bellies. And we're going to place our forearms out in front of us with the elbows below our shoulders and lifting our chest up, pulling our shoulders back as we come into a sphinx. from our Sphinx, placing our hands below our shoulders once more. We can just push ourselves up, coming into a seated position. We're going to have our left foot out in front of us, with our right foot against our left thigh, right knee down to the ground. Pointing our upper bodies towards our front foot, we're going to take a deep inhale, keeping our back nice and straight. Then as we exhale, we're just going to gently fold forward, aiming to try and bring our chest all the way down to our knee. And when we've gone as far as we can just gently relax into our fold. And slowly rolling our spines back up straight. We can swap our legs over, right foot forward, left foot against right thigh, facing forward for another inhale, and as we exhale, hinging forward, trying to keep your spine as nice and straight as you can. And when you've reached your limit, holding it there for a breath, before relaxing all the way down. And slowly rolling back up straight. We're now going to move on to both legs. So both legs straight out in front of you, feet together. One last time, deep inhale. And then slowly exhaling as we fold forward. Then rolling back up straight. And we're going to come to lay on our backs, keeping our knees bent, just bringing them into our chest, hugging them with our hands, and maybe you can even just roll your legs from side to side, giving yourself a nice little spinal massage. And then releasing your knees, now lay your hands out to the side in a T shape, and we're just going to let our legs fall over to the left, coming to a nice little gentle belly twist. You just hold here, really focusing on trying to keep our right shoulder as grounded as we can. And then bring our legs up, back to center, and then letting it fall over to the right. Once more, going as far as we can, and focusing on our left shoulder being grounded to the mat. Then for one last time, bringing legs back to center. You can just lay them out straight down onto the mat, moving our hands to our sides as we come into our final pose of Shavasana. Just relaxing, keeping your eyes closed, evening out your breath as you just clear your mind and feel yourself drift away. And bring your focus back to your breath, feeling your chest rise and fall, maybe introducing some movement back into your body, wiggling fingers and toes. You can maybe bend your knees and hug them into your chest. You're giving them a little bit of a squeeze. You can choose to either remain lying on your backs, or you can meet me in a seated position, eyes still closed. And just take a moment to reflect on how you're feeling. And then giving yourselves a little mental tap on the back, congratulating yourselves for looking after yourselves. And then with one last breath in, bring palms to heart center as we bow and exhale to close our practice. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you found some benefits. Congrats on working on yourselves, looking to work on your bodies and your flexibility and your health. I hope to see you guys again next time on the yoga mat.